The invisible billion. It looked like magic. In late 2013, banks in Ukraine started reporting a terrifying glitch. Their ATMs were emptying themselves. There were no robbers with crowbars, no credit card skimmers. No one was even touching the machine. The ATMs were simply donating their money to strangers waiting on the sidewalk. The banks thought it was a hardware error, a software bug. But when cybersecurity experts from Kaspersky Lab cracked open the server logs, they found the truth. This wasn't a glitch, it was a test. A criminal syndicate had already broken into the bank's headquarters. They were inside the network, and they were about to pull off the biggest bank heist in human history, stealing an estimated $1 billion from over 100 financial institutions. This is the story of Carbanak. So, how do you break into a billion-dollar fortress? You don't use a laser cutter. You use curiosity. The Carbanak group, also known as Anunak, didn't target the vault. They targeted the people. They sent thousands of spear phishing emails to bank employees. These weren't your typical Prince of Nigeria scams. These were professional. They looked like emails from actual vendors the banks worked with. One click. That's all it took. The moment that attachment opened, a backdoor named Carbanak installed itself. But here is where this heist gets different. Usually, when hackers get in, they smash and grab. They steal data, encrypt files, and demand a ransom. Carbanak did nothing. For 2 to 4 months, the hackers just watched. They used the malware to record the screens of the system administrators. They were studying. They learned the bank's internal schedule. They learned which buttons the managers clicked to approve a transfer. They learned the jargon. They weren't just hacking the software, they were training to become the perfect bank employees. When they were finally ready to strike, they used 3 distinct methods to drain the reserves. Method 1. The inflated balance. Say you had $1,000 in your account. The hackers would access the database and simply type a 0 at the end, making it 10,000. They would then transfer that fake $9,000 to their own account. To you, nothing changed. You still had your 1,000. To the bank, the books balanced. Until the audit months later. Method 2. ATM jackpotting. This is what we saw in Kiev. Because the hackers controlled the main server, they could send a command to any specific ATM to dispense 40 bills at a specific time. They had mules, foot soldiers, waiting at those exact locations to catch the cash. No card required. Method 3. Swift. This was the big money. They impersonated the bank officers and wired millions of dollars to banks in China and the US. Because they used the legitimate credentials of the admins they had been spying on, the security systems didn't flag it. It just looked like an employee doing their job. They got away with it for years. Estimates range from $300 million to over $1 billion stolen. But every criminal makes a mistake. By 2018, law enforcement agencies, including Europol and the FBI, had connected the dots. They tracked the syndicate's leadership to a luxury apartment in Alicante, Spain. On March 6, 2018, the Spanish National Police raided the home of the mastermind. He was identified only as Denis K., a Ukrainian national. He wasn't living in a basement. He was living like a king. Police found jewelry worth €500,000, 2 luxury cars, and access to crypto wallets holding 15,000 Bitcoin. At today's value, that fortune is staggering. The Carbanak gang was dismantled, but they changed the world. They proved that you don't need to break the encryption. You just need to break the trust. They proved that if you have enough patience, you can turn the world's most secure financial institutions into your personal piggy bank. The scary part? The code they wrote is still out there. New groups like Fin7 have adopted their tactics. So, the next time your bank app glitches or you see an ATM out of order, just remember, someone might be watching.